Okay, folks, where we last left off, we had busted leaf springs, broken welds, and twisted axles. Just overall junk. Well, the good news is we've got brand new leaf springs from Michigan Truck Spring. Oh, remember those really nice, cool bushings that I was so excited about? Turns out we don't need them. Most people would probably be fine with the leaf springs coming painted as they were and just put them into their vehicle, but that's not us. My buddy Bill really came through for us the first time when we found the cracked weld in the axle. So while everything was apart, I decided to have him grind everything down and re-weld everything so we don't have any more issues. This thing was one trans brake launch away from full disaster. The U-bolts that we pulled out were pretty suspect, and we're not leaving anything to chance with putting this thing back together. So I ordered a new set from Mancini. The one feature that I really like is they have a knurled inner diameter that grips the rear end housing. With as much as we found out things were moving around, it's just extra insurance. But the most exciting part of this whole episode is all brand new internals from Mosier Engineering. We got a brand new spool, a brand new pinion yoke. Look at how the splines in this compare to the one that we pulled out. Obviously, we needed a new bearing and install kit. And a brand new Spicer ring and pinion. Now the van had a 410 gear in it, and we decided to go down to a 373, which may seem counterintuitive until you really look at the facts. When we had the van on the dyno last summer, both on motor and on nitrous, top speed was 130 miles an hour. Now I expect aerodynamics to limit us at some point, but on a dyno, it doesn't matter. And we quickly realized that the rear gear is what was holding us back. With the amount of torque the 540 makes, plus our new converter, plus a trans brake, we just don't need that much gear to get us moving. So the gear change from 410 to 373 is a done deal. Our old axles already had 5/8 studs in them, but with replacing everything else, there was no reason to not get new parts. Plus, the spacers are much shinier than what we already had. Our old axles got shipped off to Mosier, because they were different lengths, so we could be sure we got exactly what we needed. And new stickers. So to review, old and busted, new hotness. Old and busted, new hotness. So all that was left was to make the outside match the inside, as it were. The old vent got broken off in the housing, so I chased the threads so I could find out exactly what size I needed. Go ahead and check out Summit's website to see what vent has this size thread. The van's axle is flipped on top of the leaf spring, which is a pretty common modification, but one thing I found was that the nut was inside the perch. Once I looked at the new leaf springs, I realized I was going to have the same issue because the locating pin is on the bottom of the leaf spring. I'm going to need to clamp these things and remove that bolt and flip it around so I don't recreate the same problem. I thought about maybe just filing down the edge of the nuts or reaming out the hole in the perch, but it's just too close for comfort, and there's no reason to half-ass this when we've gotten this far. I figured it was easier to mock up everything while it was on jack stands and not underneath the van, and I'm glad that I did. I found that I'm going to need to ream out the holes a little bit in the plates for the U-bolts because I had to use a C-clamp to get them in place, and there's no reason for that. So I can make these slight adjustments while the rear end's down at the shop getting all the internals put in it, and then we can take the van down there, get the trans set up, and finally be able to get out racing.